Hello everybody, and welcome to another Vintage Cube Draft. One thing to note about this one is it's going to be unedited. Unfortunate, I know. I probably could figure out how to do it myself, but I also have a full-time job and some other stuff to be doing, so I'm just going to post this unedited, and hopefully that's okay. It's just going to be this one video, but my editor has been out of town for a while. He gets back at the end of the day today, but I just wanted to release one video this weekend, so I have a couple of recordings that I've sent him, and so hopefully he'll get to those in a bit, and we can get those going, but until then, I'm just going to release this one on its own. Alright, so for this pack, there's a whole lot of signets, and there's a watery grave. There's the main cards. I mean, Time Spiral is cool, Dark Ritual, Inquisition are fine, Mother of Runes is great in the white deck, but not a card I like to open on. I think I'm going to narrow it down to Watery Grave or Is It Signet? And I know in my pick order, Watery Grave was higher, but I'm kind of leaning towards the Signet because honestly, I think I might have underrated this card a bit. It is the best color combination, and like it's just a good card. Fits in a lot of different decks. Fits in an Artifact Matter deck, and it's close. Watery Grave is good too, but we're gonna go with the Signet here. Unfortunately, this one is a bit better than Zoria's Signet, even though I do love blue-white. Okay, well, if we had gone with a Watery Grave, we could take Verdant or Thief of Sanity and be moving into blue-black, but that's not the case. I think I like just taking Cryptic here. None of these cards are particularly inspiring. I mean, we could just take Hellrider. That's definitely a good card. Strip Mine is also quite good, but I really like heavy blue decks with a splash of red for a little bit of combo flair, be it Sneak Attack or Kiki, and there's also the only blue card in the pack, or mono blue, so send a decent signal. There's a solid chance that the person to our right took a blue card here, but I think this is what we're going to go with. And yeah, just try and cut blue a little bit. And then we'll keep an eye on this. Like, if Legion's Landing and Path both come around, like, I mean, that is always an option, but I think this is a good start. Ooh, super happy to get a third pick Ponder. Ponder's just awesome. It's very good in blue-red because often you do have combo pieces, and it's very good at digging for those. Yeah, really, really happy to get a Ponder here. We'll prioritize shuffling effects a bit more highly now. But yeah, that's a great pickup. Red is not looking particularly open, but we're also not wed to red. We just have this one signet. Ooh, we could get the strip mine value going here, but alas, we don't have that. Okay, blue is definitely not the most open. We could take Sulfuric Vortex. It's obviously very different from the card we currently have, but that's a fairly late Vortex, and we could do that and try and wheel, like, Hellrider or something. Alternatively, we could take some of this mana. I think I like taking the Thran Dynamo here. This card has a really high ceiling, and we could end up in, like, blue artifacts with some really expensive stuff. It's great with, like, Wildfire and whatnot, and I still think, like, I'm not ready to give up on the blue plan at this point, even though there's no blue cards in this pack. We could also take, like, a Recurring Nightmare, but no, we're going to take Dynamo, try and do some big mana things. So that's late Thalia, of course. Scarab God is solid, but we've passed some good blue-black stuff, and so I don't really want to go into blue-black at this point. It's probably the best card in the pack, also for Phyrexian Arena. We could just take a Flame Tongue Kavu, but we're not red to red either, so I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm just going to take the Probe here. It's close. Trinket Mage is nice if we get, like, a Mox and a Walking Ballista, but I think I'm just going to go with the Probe here and keep our options pretty open. So there's a Nicol Bolas, but I don't think that's where we're going at this point. There's a Mana Flare, but I don't think we're storming either. A lot of white cards, of course, there always are, but I think I'm leaning towards the Direfleet Daredevil here. It's just, I like this card a lot. It's better the better your opponent's deck is. It's not always amazing, but sometimes you can just hit, like, Ancestral Recall or Time Walk or something, and that's pretty busted. So not the most inspiring pickup, but I think I'm okay with this. Also, there are like we still could go into mono red, so it leaves that open. Ooh, okay. So now we need to sort of decide. We should probably just stay in blue. Like this is a late ancestral. We have a good start. I don't think we'd like give all this up and just wheel into the Eidolon here. If there was no ancestral, we would definitely take the Eidolon, but I don't really want to do red at this juncture. Or like, I mean, I do want to do red, but I don't want to do mono red. So now it's between Piankier Nalar and Burst Lightning. And I think I like this a little bit better. There's a lot of Burst Lightning effects, and I actually like this card quite a bit, especially in blue-red. It stabilizes the board very well. It protects Planeswalkers if we get any, and it also just represents a lot of damage. So, yeah, we'll take this. I mean, we could also take the Workshop, but we don't have that much stuff that it's great with now. I mean, I guess it is quite good with these. Maybe we should take the Workshop. No, I think we are going to go with Piankier Nalar. There's definitely a world where I'll regret this, but hopefully it's not this world. Okay, a couple black cards here, but I don't think we want to do that. It's really between Shield Breaker and Thing in the Ice, and I do like artifact removal quite a bit. But, yeah, no, we should probably just take this. This actually is suiting up to be a decent Thing in the Ice deck. We have a lot of cheap cantrips, but this card is just pretty weak in general. Ooh, whoa, okay. Was not expecting a late Thief. I mean, there's still the Hell Rider. We still have the mono red option. Actually, I'm going to take this. This card is quite good, but this is a super, super late Hell Rider. And I could definitely imagine us just, like, if a lot of those red cards continue to come around, I could imagine, okay, yeah. All right, there's a Shrine. So we're not doing it right now, but we're not doing it either. I don't think we're going to be storming here, so we'll take this. If we end up in mono red, this will be a good card. Well, if we end up in mono red and it's super open and we get a bunch of playables. Okay, nothing here for either of the decks we're drafting. So, I guess there's a world where we splash black. Well, there's that. Okay, so it's more likely that we're still blue at this point. We have some solid red stuff, but not amazing. This is like a not the best start, but it's okay. Hopefully we get some solid blue in this direction. Ancestral. Give me that Ancestral. No Ancestral. And also just not really very good cards in general. I think I'm just going to take Treasure Cruise. It's a very uninspiring first pick, but I think it's pretty good in this deck. Like, it's definitely good with Probe and Ponder. And card draw is just always nice. I think blue-red is probably the best Treasure Cruise color combination because you often have a lot of cheap stuff. If there was, like, a fiery... Or, like, if there was elite red cards, we could take that and sort of move in the mono-red direction, but there isn't really... We could also take the Prismatic Vista, but I think I want to maximize my number of blue cards pretty well, so we'll take this. I guess it could wheel, but it probably won't. Yeah, we'll take this. Okay. This is interesting. Like, we could take Chandra and move in that direction, but I'm pretty sure we're playing blue. So I think I like just taking a Muldrifter here. Again, we basically want to be as heavy blue as possible. Ideally, red is a pretty small splash. So we'll take this, and then there's a chance the Chandra comes back around. I wouldn't say it's likely, but it's possible. So hopefully that happens, but either way, we'll take the Molly. Molly D. Ooh, love me a Mana Leak. That's sweet. Yeah, definitely happy we're in blue and not red. Like, there's not too much. I mean, we're in red, but not in, like, Hell Rider, Shrine of Burning Rage red. There's also this if we had been going the Storm route, and that would have been a defensible move, but I think this is a good start. This is our first counterspell that's not Cryptic Command, so that's good, just to have a little bit of good, cheap interaction. Well, there's Soulscar Mage in the red deck, but we're not really doing that. Nahiri is good, but we don't have any fixing, so I doubt we'll be splashing. Mind Twist is also good, but same thing. I think we're just going to take a Sower here. It's not amazing, but it's really good in some matchups. Like, it's amazing against green, and I could imagine that being a potentially tough matchup for us. We won't have any, like, board sweepers that can hit the big things. So, we'll take a Sower. Love getting a Glenn here. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't think that's particularly close. This is just awesome interaction. Super good card, and nothing else is really for us. I mean, we could play Karn, I guess. At this point, Thran Dynamo is not really looking like where we're going to be. So I sort of wish we'd taken the Everflowing Chalice instead, but we could still get back on that plan. So we have some solid cantrips, some interaction. We don't have any burn spells, actually, which is interesting. Hopefully we do pick up a couple of those, and then also hopefully we pick up some nice top end. 2 red cards that are both reasonable, but I think one of them will hopefully wheel. And this is just another good piece of interaction. We have a lot of blue cards to support it, and a lot of card draw between Ancestral, Muldrifter, Treasure Cruise, so we can offset the card disadvantage. So, yep, I'll take a Force. Pretty happy about that. And then, hopefully Lava Mancer wheels. I think this card could be pretty sweet for us in a lot of matchups, but if it doesn't, that's still not the end of the world. Now, all of these cards I actively really want to play. We could cut some if we really needed to, but it's nice to have 14 good playables in the base blue deck. That's sometimes hard to do if blue is cut, which it often is. Ooh. Man, I want that Ashiok so badly, but I just don't know if we can make it work with the mana. I mean, what else are we taking, though? Like, Gifts is not super impressive. Boros Signet is half on color, but it does not help with Cryptic Command at all. We do have some cantrips, which is a form of mana fixing. Gifts is good with Treasure Cruise, but not great in general. We're probably going to be pretty light on win conditions. I'm going to take the Ashiok. Really high upside if we happen to get the fixing, and I just don't think we gain too much from having a pretty bad Signet. Sweet. Really, really happy to get a late Glorybringer here. This is exactly the sort of card we want. Like, if we're not doing a combo finish, what we want is like Piet and Kirin Nalaar, Glorybringer, and Inferno Titan as like our red win conditions that clean up the board and end the game pretty quickly. Roll doesn't look too good. It doesn't work with these. It's okay with Mana Leak, but not great with Cryptic, and we have a lot of creatures at the middle part of our curve. So I think I like just taking Expansion Explosion. This card is sweet when you have Ancestral Vision. You can just draw 6, and I mean, in the late game, it can be a good source of card draw and burn, and it's good in counter wars and whatnot. So we'll take this. You can also copy a Cryptic Command for value. This is looking like a pretty sweet blue-red control deck. I love a DAC and just some Planeswalkers in general, but I feel like there was something we wanted to wheel from this pack, and we did not. Seething Song is sort of interesting. Turn 3 Glorybringer is pretty nice, but I don't think we want to be there. I think it's too late for Yawgmoth's Will, unfortunately. We could take this for... no, we're going to take a Porcelain Legionnaire for the board. Never mind. We're going to take a Heartless Act. We actually don't have much spot removal. Like, we do need a Lightning Bolt or something like that. And if we do end up with a Black Splash, which I think is possible, then Ashiok and Heartless Act are 2 pretty good cards to splash. None of these cards are particularly inspiring. I think I'm just going to take the Electromancer. We're not Palancroning here. And there's some matchups where, like, just a cheap body that has some mana benefits is good, so take that for the board. We have no Planeswalkers right now, or good ways to deal with Planeswalkers, so that's not great. We're definitely not on the mono red plan at this point, so we'll take a Blackleaf Cliffs. We need more than this to make the Black Splash happen, but it's a start. Not playing any of these, whatever. We'll Storm. Ooh, nice. I would have probably rather Grim Lavamancer, but I'll definitely play Chain Lightning. It's very efficient. The fact that it's not an instant is a bit sad, but still a good card. Ooh. Okay, so there's a Fractured Identity, but there's also a Jace. I would take a Fractured Identity over a bad card, but Jace is incredible. It's at its best in blue-red. We have a Force of Negation to protect it. Yeah, and like our mana is not really supporting this at this point. We have literally no mana fixing. So I think we're going to go with the Jace, even though it feels sacrilegious to pass Fractured Identity. This is just a great card for us. This is exactly the sort of thing we want. Okay. I'll take a speculative Kiki Jiki here. Shark Typhoon would be solid. We would probably play it, but there is a chance we could still get Kiki combo, and that would be a really awesome addition to this deck. It would just give a new angle of attack. Like, if we have good disruption, solid counter magic, and card draw, and then also a combo finish, that would be really good. So, might not make the cut, like, obviously is not right now, but if we picked up, one piece, we probably wouldn't play it yet, but if we picked up two, we definitely would. Okay, Arid Mesa does not fix us yet. It could, but I think I like taking a Snapcaster here. We have a lot of spells, but Snapcaster is perfect in this sort of deck. We have a lot of 1-mana cards, and it's great with Mana Leak, and it's another blue card, which I like. Ancient Tomb is also good, but we have pretty heavy color requirements and no fixing, so not at its best here. So we'll take this. There's another world where we take the Workshop, and then we take Ancient Tomb, try and Wheel the Burning, and do that thing, but I think this is a good start. I think I'd rather Control Magic over Mizzy Mortars or Siege Gang here. Siege Gang is just a bit expensive and worse than Glorybringer, and I like Control Magic. We already do have Sower, but I like this a bit better. This is really close. So, Spell Pierce is nice. Just good, cheap interaction. Inferno Titan is a great win condition, and we're a bit light on top end. Bolt is just an amazing card. But I actually think we should take the Spire Bluff Canal here. We already have 20 cards that we really want to play, so we're going to be making some tough cuts, and I think there's a good chance that one of these will wheel, probably the Titan. So I think I'm just going to take the Canal here and try and make the mana a bit better. Yeah, we'll do that. Really, really hope we can get either Bolt or Titan back, though. Well, there's a twin. Still don't have the other half of the combo. We could take Jace too, but I think I'd like taking the twin. There's 3 packs left, and the fact that no one is taking this twin is a good sign. Like, it's possible that just no one's opened the pieces. If we had 2 of this half and 1 of the other half, that's a bit awkward. But this is also just, okay with some of our other stuff. Like, you can put it on a Snapcaster Mage or a Glen or a Glorybringer or a Muldrifter, and that's fine. So we'll take this and really hope that in these last couple packs we get the other half. No such luck yet. We'll take a Brainstorm. We don't have any particularly good combos with it, but it's good with Treasure Cruise, and I just like having cheap cantrips. Another blue card to pitch to force. Young Pyromancer is reasonable, but I don't think that's really what we want to be. Alright. 2 more packs to open up Deceiver, Exarch, or Zealous Conscript or something. Did not get there here. Narset is a great card, but we are pretty creature heavy, actually. I think we're still taking it, and it may or may not make the cut. It's definitely a sideboard card in some matchups where the static ability is amazing, but it probably makes the cut. Okay, no twin. That's fine. I guess we'll take Frantic Search. I don't love this card, but there will be some matchups where we really need to be, on it. Like, against Mono Red, we don't care about the card disadvantage too much. None of this is great. We'll take a Gush, I guess, but not planning on playing it. So, 14 non-creatures. That's okay, but not great. This gives us a second black source, but I think that's not enough. Our mana base is already going to be dicey. I will take it because there's some matchups where Ashiok is just game over pretty much. Okay, we can do this. Just play the Frantic Search. It's not terrible. We have no way to particularly get value with it, but it's just an okay card. It's free. Fuels Treasure Cruise. Ooh, wait. I think Inferno Titan is the next pack. I'm not 100% sure on that, but Inferno Titan would be a huge wheel. We are still a bit light on win conditions. Our only true win condition. Oh, wait. Oh no. Maybe it was the next pack, but I'm actually pretty happy with the Mizzy Mortars. We don't have much cheap burn, and this is a pseudo board sweeper. Right. Sorry, Frantic Search. No, I just said you were in, but not anymore. This would be a great Dreadhorde Arcanist deck. So, bummer that we didn't get that. Oh, I think this was the pack. That sucks. Alright, well, no Inferno Titan for us. Alright, well, this is a bit dicey. Storm was open. Yeah, this isn't the best just because I am worried about running out of win conditions. But we have some stuff. I mean, yeah, in general, you shouldn't worry about win conditions too much. I almost want to play Kiki Jiki just as like a value card, but I want to keep my non-creature spell count high enough for Narset, so I think we're just going to run this. 15 hits. We'll whiff sometimes, but I think we'll usually be okay. This would give us 11 and 7. I actually think that seems pretty good here. That gives us enough, I think, for turn 1 Ancestral usually. And we have a couple double red cards, but no triple red because we're not playing Kiki. So, yeah, we'll run this. I don't think anyone else took the other half of this combo. I just think it didn't get opened. So, that's too bad, but it's fine. We still have some stuff going on here. We did pass Restoration Angel pretty early on, but did not really get the fixing to make that work. This deck is a 7. Pretty average. Like, average for being a good deck, which is a bit of a paradox, I realize, but I think hopefully you know what I mean. And this is a great hand. No interaction until turn 4, which is not ideal, but Ponder can maybe do something about that. And having Jace is just always nice. Okay, playing against red. We'll see if it's mono red. Soul Ring. That's not fair. Let's draw Daredevil. Or Embrace Shieldbreaker. Bummer. I'm going to lead on Island. Play around Wasteland for a bit because there's no reason not to. And this is a situation where it would be very bad for us. Ooh, perfect card. So we want to draw the Force of Negation this turn. If they play like a Chandra or something, we need to deal with that. And then we can draw Embereth Shieldbreaker next turn. So Snap, Shieldbreaker, Force. That was arguably the perfect 3 cards. Interaction immediately, interaction with the Soul Ring next turn, and then we can Snap Ponder on turn 3. So we'll see if this is like a red aggressive deck or a blue-red control deck. I don't really know what I would prefer. In general, I think blue-red is very good against mono-red, but we are a bit light on burn, and we don't have like any real sweepers, so if they get off to a fast start, it could be a bit tough for us to catch up. Sorry about that. Just chatting with the opponent a little bit. Giraffely. It's very close to giraffe. If this one counts as an eye, but it's just not quite there. So we'll see. If we need a force, we'll probably pitch. Actually, I have no idea. These cards are all good. I don't want to pitch any of them. Yeah, actually, that's a very hard call. If they're playing like aggressive red, I think we're just gonna pitch the Jace. Its loyalty is just a bit too low. Yeah, it's a definitely a tough format when you're starting out. Okay, that's fine. I mean, you can't do anything about it, but red-green is not a very traditional color combination. I am just gonna get the source in play now. If they have a wasteland, they have a wasteland, but I don't want to not be able to cast Cryptic at some point later. So Shieldbreaker, your Soul Ring. And then next turn, we are probably just going to Snap Ponder, most likely. No play, no attack. That seems good. We could hold up Force of Negation, but I think I'd rather just get this body onto the battlefield, and this will protect the Jace pretty well, and we still have up Force if we need it. So we're hoping to hit like a Probe or some blue card that we don't really care about to pitch the Force. Well, there is a Probe, but I don't really want to draw 2 basics after that. Yeah, I think I'm going to shuffle this. Okay, Treasure Cruise is good. Well, it's not particularly good, but it's a good card to pitch. We probably will pitch it because we're just very far away from casting it, but If they don't do anything that we need to force now, then it's also good because it'll just be pretty good later, most likely. Okay, tapping 5 mana here. Siege Gang Commander. That's very good. Alright. Well, that's too bad. I think we're just gonna control magic that. We could also just Mizium Mortars. We definitely want to get rid of this. Like, it can kill Jace and Snapcaster quite well. That is close. I think we are just going to mind control this. It's not the best mind control ever, but it holds off their creatures pretty well, just because it's a 2-2 against a bunch of 2-1s. And, like, this does mean we don't have a great answer in hand to a bigger threat, but I would like to overload this Mizium Mortars. Like, we could have just Mortars this Siege Gang, but that's not great value. So we'll see. If they just jam a Primeval Titan, we'll regret this, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Still have a force if we need it. Sword of Feast and Famine. I think that is worth forcing. It doesn't give protection from our creatures, but it turns all of these goblins into scary threats, and that's pretty bad. They're down to 1 card also. So if they... It's close if we want to play Jace or hold up Cryptic if nothing really changes here. They only have 1... Oh, they're playing their last card. That makes us definitely want to play Jace. Mizium Mortars that, sure. So if they attack, we will just trade off the Snapcaster with the Elvish Mystic. If they attack with just goblins, I think we're still going to trade off the Snap. Well, we have a couple options. We could play Jason Plus, but I don't think that's great. We could hold up Cryptic, but I also don't love that. I think I'm just going to play Signet into Shieldbreaker and then set up for Mizium Mortars if we draw land and being able to play Jason Protect him if we don't. We're in a pretty good position here. Like, we have Jason Cryptic in hand, and they don't really have much going on. No cards, and just a couple 1-1s. And we are just going to trade this off with another one of these. Siege Gang has been good here. Traded with... Let's see, at the end of this, they'll have spent a Mizium Mortars and a Siege Gang. And we will have spent a Control Magic and half of a Shieldbreaker, and they'll have 1-1-1 left. So that's... I guess that probably slightly favors us, but we had to use some good cards. Or at least one good card. Okay, well, there's our land for Mizium Mortars, but I don't think we even care about that anymore. We're just going to Brainstorm. If they have a Bolt, they can kill Jace if we plus either way. So I would rather just get the guaranteed card, and then, yeah, I mean, hopefully they don't have a burn spell, but if they do, they do. Oh, they just concede. Okay. Jace the Mind Sculptor, pretty good. So playing against, like, red-green mid-range, not a very popular deck. I think we're just running it back. We don't really have much of a sideboard. Mutavault actually looks decent because it can hold off all their 1-1s, but I really don't want to not be able to cast Cryptic because we have Mutavault. So I think we're just going to do this. So we have 2 cheap burn spells. Definitely Daredevil I think will be solid because they have some burn. Oh, if we could definitely Daredevil their Mizium Mortars and overload it, that would be pretty sweet. Also, 2-1 first strike just lines up very well against what we've seen. Beautiful, beautiful hand. Turn 1 Ancestral. Turn 2 Chain Lightning. There is an argument to killing their 1-drop if they have an Elvish Mystic, but I think I just want to get the Ancestral going as fast as possible. Noble Hierarch, okay. So, like, if they play turn 2 Rabble Master, that's a bit annoying, but honestly, if they have Rabble Master, we would probably rather just kill the Rabble Master than the Noble anyways. Drawing another island was not what we really wanted to see, but at least it unlocks Cryptic, better than Mountain. It just feels so good to suspend an Ancestral on turn 1. You just know, like, as long as you don't die, you're going to win. Courser, okay, that's pretty good. That'll be a nice one to mind control. I think it'll be very good in our deck because we have a bunch of cantrips, so we can really maximize the chance of hitting the land each turn. But we can't kill it with Chain Lightning. Alright, it's enough lands, deck, come on. No need for that. We'll shoot down the Noble and pass. So they're going to hit their red mana here. Hopefully they don't hit another land off the top. They don't, although Nissa is very scary. I would definitely love to find a mana leak before that comes down and ruins us. That would be very bad for us. We really don't have any answers to that, and they can play next turn now. Bad news. Hopefully we draw mana leak. This is just so good. If we draw like a Mizzy Mortars or something, I think I'm just going to fire it off on this just to slow down the Nissa by turn. Brainstorm, okay. That's pretty good. That gives us a decent chance of hitting a burn spell. Ooh, that's very, very bad. Okay, we're going to lose this game now. Yeah, that sucks. We've just drawn so many lands. Okay, if they don't have a land in hand, we actually are in good shape. Or, not great shape. Oh, if they do. Play around Mana Leak, please don't just jam the Nissa. Please don't jam the Nissa. Ooh, are they not jamming the Nissa? Wow, that's awesome. So good for us. Okay, back in it. So we're drawing a brick. Do we control magic? The Courser? I think so. We know they have one non-land in hand. There's a chance they are going to miss another land. It's a bit annoying that, like, we know we have a land on top, and then we'll draw that, and we can't get value here. But yeah, hopefully they don't have another land. Oh, they do. That's bad. Hopefully they play anything other than Nissa. But I can't imagine. Oh wait, they didn't even need land there actually. Yep, there she is. I mean, Courser can sort of hold off 3/3s, but only one. We draw all our cards here, but that Nissa is going to be a big problem. We don't have any answers to Planeswalkers. I guess Glorybringer would be pretty good. Actually, Glorybringer would be amazing, because then we can exert on this and hit it for 6. So let's find Glorybringer. That's the plan. Oh, land off the top. So, couple different options here. I don't think playing Muldrifter is too impressive. I actually think I'm just going to play Jace and bounce the Forest. And then we can protect our Planeswalker for next turn. And if we untap with Jace, that seems pretty good. Mana Leak doesn't do too much when their mana is all doubled, and I would rather overload the Mizzy Mortars. They could just have a burn spell and kill our Jace here, but I think, like, we need to deal with these 3/3s. We can't just let them be making 3/3s and doing that every turn. And then we're going to hold this back. So we know we're drawing basically a brick next turn. That's pretty bad. We'll play the Force we knew about. Garruk. That's also pretty bad. Although I guess, hopefully they make a Beast. Nice. So now we can overload Mizzium Mortars and then kill the Garruk. And they'll still have a Nissa, but that's not too bad, hopefully. So they attack with just the Force. They should attack with both, but okay. They know what's up. Yeah, I mean, we'll just let the Jace go to 1. Now, so we could have plus the Jace and it could survive a Nissa hit, but now we can't, so good play by the opponent. Hopefully they play another creature that we can Mizzy Mortars. Scavenging Ooze, perfect. That's exactly what we want. So Overload Mizium Mortars, Brainstorm with Jace so we can get some value off the Corsair. Kill their Garrick. Draw 3. We're doing some stuff. So we're solid. Put back 2 islands. Play one of them. Overload this. We are going to have to discard a hand size, but that's fine. So kill all this stuff. They cannot grow the Scavenging Ooze big enough to make it survive. Kill the Garrick. And then they'll still have this active Nissa, but we can maybe do something about that. Like, we can Sower, steal the land they turn into a creature, and hit the Nissa for 3. And they all are also just pretty low on lands. They only have 4. I mean, they have infinite mana, but still seems okay. And we have Treasure Cruise coming up. Like, if we can eventually find Glorybringer, we can deal with this pretty easily. Bye-bye, Jace. You did good. You did good. Oh, yeah, we can also just Cryptic that. So we are going to play Island, gain life, Sower, steal your thing, hit Nissa for 5. And then I think we're just going to pass. Like, we could play Muldrifter or Shield Breaker just as a dude. But, actually, no. We should probably just Treasure Cruise. Yeah, we're going to Treasure Cruise. Hit Nissa for 5. She falls to 3. And now we can actually kill the Nissa next turn if they don't have something else. But yeah, we are just going to Treasure Cruise. We're going to have to discard a card to hand size, but that's fine. Ooh, alright, a lot of bricks there. That's too bad. Pitch the Spire Bluff, don't need that. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 lands. Wow, so only 3 left. Alright, well, we managed to get there. Beating Nissa is always an accomplishment. Sweet, 2-0. Good start. That deck was pretty interesting. It wasn't the best deck ever, but they had some solid green stuff and like some removal, and I think they managed to pull off green-red relatively well. Hopefully we can keep the momentum going into round 2. I really would like to get to 50 trophies. That would be really fun. Super late night trophy last night. This is the part that I would usually edit out, and again, like, I'm sure I could do that, but I have a lot of stuff to do today. I have a Zoom call with my family and another call with another one of my friends, and I have a coaching session, and I need to go for a run, and there's just a lot of things I want to do, and I do want to get out a video today, and like, I don't know how long it'll take for me to learn how to edit it and get the right software and then edit it, but I just don't want to do all of that, so you're going to have to fast forward through some boring parts, I'm sorry to say. Okay, sweet hand. One slightly annoying thing is Narset is already a bit dicey, and we have tons of non-creature spells in our hand, so that makes it a lot more likely that we'll whiff, but even so, easy keep. We have red mana from the chain, or we can play Chain Lightning off of the Signet. We have a cantrip on turn 1, and we can get to Cryptic soon. I actually only have 46 right now, but hopefully they'll get 47 this league. Oh, actually no. I'm not even. I might have 47. I can't believe I already forgot that. Whoops. We are going to ponder on 1 unless we draw a land. Yeah, we're definitely going to ponder on 1 now. We need to find lands. We also have Snapcaster to flash it back later. Sweet. So we'll draw. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We definitely want to have the mountain in our. We want to have Chain Lightning available this turn. We'll probably still play the Signet, but like if they played Young Pyromancer, I think it'd probably be worth it just to kill that before they can get value. Ooh, Grixis. Okay. Honestly, that could be bad for us. Among other things, they'll probably have lots of good answers to this Is It Signet, but Narset could be good. Yep, called that one. But luckily we got our red source. We have mana to play all the spells in our hand, so it's not too bad. Okay, that is too bad. That's very, very bad. So they got our Pia. I'm gonna start with a probe for life. Wow, their hand is nothing. Okay. I think I'm just gonna snap Ponder. It's pretty good with Ashiok because we can just take the one card we want and then they'll take the other two. And it's really annoying that we can't quite Chain Lightning this down. We also can if we do it over 2 turns, but I think that's what we want to do. This will just like help us find an answer, hopefully. Ashiok is pretty annoying for us though, especially since we're pretty light on win conditions. Well, let's see. I guess we'll just take the Glen. Yeah, we'll take the Glen. I wouldn't mind drawing more lands, but I definitely don't want them to have the Glen. And this card is pretty good. It can help pressure the Ashiok pretty well. So it plus it to 7, then we hit it back down to 5. Then it plus it to 7 again, and then we can hit it for down to 3 and kill it with the Chain Lightning. So if they don't draw anything, we can kill that in 2 turns. Oh, they're just putting Pia into play. Interesting. I guess that makes sense. I think we're okay with that though. Like we can just Chain Lightning that, and that's pretty nice. I think I'm just gonna attack their Asha. Oh, that sucks. That's super bad. That was a great draw from them. So, I assumed they were just going to be hitting this, and so I don't actually remember if we put the mountain on top. I really hope we did. Hopefully they attack with us. Okay, that's good. Now we can force them to trade this with one of these, which are all much better than the snap. I really hope the mountain's on top. Oh, brutal. Okay, now we're just going to lose. And that was a very avoidable loss. Actually, no, we can kill the Ashiok next turn. But we're definitely not in good shape. So, attack Ashiok. They'll probably trade it with a Thopter. And then I'm just going to play land and evoke Moldrifter so that we can hit the red source. And we can kill the Ashiok next turn. Like, they do have some power on the board, but... Okay. Darkfleet Daredevil is actually an amazing draw. We can... And we don't need the double red because we can use mana as if it's mana of any color. They let that die. I'm actually very surprised by that. And very happy about it. So, I mean, our library is getting pretty small, but that's fine. We have the Chain Lightning this turn. So they'll play Swamp, Sneak Attack, presumably. Really hope they didn't draw something to sneak in. We take 3. And then we can just go Narset, Chain Lightning. Control Magic. Okay, that's a reasonable one. Starting with this to play around days or anything like that. We definitely got to get the Ashiok off the board. And then we'll play Narset. And we're just going to minus, like, they can kill it either way by sacking the Thopter. And I'd rather hit a card than kill the Thopter. Hopefully we don't whiff. Bummer. That sucks. Although those are all pretty bad cards to draw, so putting them at the bottom is good. But yeah, this Narset was obviously quite poor here. So hopefully we can get a good clock on them because this Sneak Attack will kill us pretty soon. We do have a pretty stacked hand, so we can always just like bounce this and then Glen it on the way back down. So this dies, and then I think we're just gonna play Glen and hold up a blue mana. Okay, they drew Bloodstained Mire. They pass. Okay, that's a good draw too. Yeah, I am just gonna play this here rather than It's actually very close. Dire Fleet Abrade is also pretty good. Yeah, I actually think that's a bit better. I don't want them to be able to just like kill our Glen and us not be able to actually counter the sneak attack on the way back down. This is like I'll feel much more comfortable when this is gone for sure. This just turns on a lot of draws that will be completely dead otherwise. We could also control magic, but I think I'd rather save that for something better. So yeah, we'll just Dire Fleet here. Still have a Force of Negation if we need it, although all my cards are pretty good, so hopefully it doesn't come to that. And we're going to kill the Pia. They can keep the 1-1, and then Glenn will shut that down pretty well. Also, if we killed this, that would just be... Or they can just sack this to kill the Dire Fleet Daredevil. That would be fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So they have 2 cards. One is a Swamp, I believe. We should be in pretty good position here. They have a draw here, but if they don't hit a big sneak attack target in the next 2 draws, we definitely win. So, big turn. Do they have it? Ophiomancer. That's fine. So, a lot of different options here. We could control magic this and just take that, and that's fine. We could... That's a nice one. We could play Glen and just hold up an activation, but that does lose the sneak attack this turn. We could also just pass, holding up Cryptic, with the plan of end of turn, like if they play a spell, we can counterbalance this. Hopefully they won't have enough mana to recast, although we also do have Force. And if they don't play a spell, just end of turn bounce draw on this. I think I like that, because that plays around them drawing a target this turn. Like if they draw Emrakul, we can just tap draw. And I think we can afford to play pretty conservative here. So we'll do this. And then we're also counterspell proof because we have the Force of Negation. So we're just going to pass here. It would actually be great if they did draw Emrakul here. It would be annoying if they drew Grizzlebrand, but yeah, hopefully they don't. And we can take 3, that's fine. And then probably we're going to go Cryptic bounce this into Glen into control magic. So we'll take a couple hits, but I don't think they're going to have a whole lot of burn. Okay, Badlands, that's good for us. Return target permanent, draw a card. Island is fine. We do actually want to draw another red source for this expansion explosion at some point. We need to be a bit worried about cards in library. We only have 13, but I think we should be fine. We still have a Glorybringer. This can do some burn. Jace plus can be a win condition, so I think this should be all right. And now we have non-creature spells totally unlock. We'll definitely trade this with an Ophiomancer, but not with a Snake. All right, down to 9. It would be brutal if they had Shinobi. Oh no. Why did I say that? Okay, good. Whew, scary. We are just going to counter the sneak attack on the way back down here, if they go for that. Let's see, there's 3 lands in exile. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we do have a lot of lands left in our deck. Definitely worth countering this. We don't want them to just Avalanche Riders through all our lands. Nightmare Down. That's a good card to know about. Okay, they don't play the sneak attack. That's fine. Now I am just going to control magic this. It's not the best target ever, but I don't want to just keep taking damage. And I think that like just getting some power on the board is good when we only have 12 cards in the library. We need to have meaningful combat steps. So now we have up expansion if they play something we want to copy. We have up Hardcast Force or Exile for Force, and we have up Glen. So lots of interaction. No counterspells for creatures, but that's fine. I mean, like a Grave Titan would be bad. That would be quite bad. But anything else wouldn't be too bad. There's that swamp that we knew about from a long, long time ago. So they have sneak attack and 2 unknowns. And yeah, we are going to kill off our Glenn to counter the sneak attack if they play that. Although, I'd sort of rather them keep holding it so we can just keep hitting for 1. Alright, bye-bye, Glenn. No, we probably would counter this even if we didn't have the Force of Negation, but having the Force makes it a lot easier. No attacks from our opponent. Unfortunately, we can only hit for 1. Although, actually, no, we'll probably just play Jace and bounce this. That's bad. We're just going to save that to pitch to the Force, because by the time it comes off, like, we're going to be very worried about milling out. So, Jace, kill off your snake and start hitting for 3. The old 6-turn clock is something. And we could always draw a Glorybringer, which would speed it up a lot. And we also do have Expansion Explosion to speed it up, too. If we draw a red source, we'd have 8 mana, so we could hit them for 4. We have a lot of red sources left in our deck, too. We'll almost definitely hit one off the Jace. Yeah, we'll counter that. So now our shields are down. We're out of counter magic. Oh, they just conceded. Let's see. We would have drawn 4 cards with the Jace. We'd find the red source and Glorybringer. So yeah, we'd clock them pretty quick there. Hit them for 7. Then next turn, kill them with the Expansion Explosion. So like Grixis, mid-range, I guess. Like Recurring Nightmare stuff, sneak attack stuff. We haven't seen any sneak targets yet. They could be on Sneaky Twin or like Sneaky Titans or like full-on sneak attack Eldrazi, but Eldrazi seemed pretty unlikely with Recurring Nightmare, so not a whole lot of information to glean from this one. I really wish that I had access to Containment Priest, but that is not the case. Yeah, I think we're just running it back. Pretty much we're never going to be able to sideboard, unfortunately. There's some matchups where we could bring in Empty the Warrens, just if like they have a bunch of 2/1s, and just making 2 1/1s is reasonable, and then sometimes you can make 4 1/1s. And then there's some matchups where we'll want Frantic Search when we just need to be like as low to the ground as possible. But in general, we don't have a sideboard, unfortunately. I'm just gonna tell our friend Soren the Lord that I'm recording right now. All right, let's get a beautiful 7. Awkward to have 2 double red cards and no red mana, but this is a keep. Like we have Mana Leak, which is one of the most important cards for us to have. They mulligan. We have a Probe, so a couple draws to find red, and yeah, our mana situation has been slightly awkward. It's possible we should be playing more red mana, but like I really, really want to maximize Ancestral on turn 1 when possible. And actually, in light of that, we should probably not pay mana for this. Our Life Turtle matters a bit, but not a ton in this matchup, and the upside is really high if we do hit Ancestral. Plus, we could also just hit like a Ponder or something. Be tapped. Nice. Okay, well, there's red mana. So I am just going to do this. Like, it probably won't matter, so we'll see. Hopefully the 2 life doesn't come back to bite us. Ancestral. Well, okay, they're more reanimatory than I thought they were. Oh, sweet. Okay, that's awesome. This is like the perfect counter to reanimate decks because, or not to reanimate decks overall, but to the card reanimate, because we can copy reanimate and target the same creature. And then ours resolves first and theirs fizzles. So it like completely steals it. So that's pretty sweet. Hopefully they find a discard outlet. I mean, Rakdos' Return could be annoying. Mizzium Mortars. Actually, no, Rakdos' Return isn't a problem because we have this leak. So, yeah, I feel pretty good about this situation. There's some argument to holding this to play around Avalanche Riders, but I don't think we want to do that. A, they would probably hit the island first. And B, like, if we draw Spire Bluff, we want to be able to... Actually, I guess that wouldn't matter. Maybe we should just play the island. They could actually Rakdos' Return themselves, which is sort of funny. We are just going to mana leak this. But it'd be sort of funny to return yourself for 1 to discard Griselbrand. Like, they could have cast Reanimate and try to put Griselbrand into play there. That wouldn't have worked given our hand, but they don't know that. And in the dark, I think that probably would have been a better line, actually. Okay, good to get our second red. I still don't really want to put the expansion shield down, if at all possible, because if they do get a Griselbrand into play, we'll probably just lose. I mean, if we have a Glorybringer in play, we can. Oh, come on. Okay, never mind. Now we need to pressure that. That's annoying. Let's see what they hit. Okay, none of those cards were too essential. So this is a big turn here. We really need them to not. Oh, that's not the best draw. We really need them to not put Griselbrand into play this turn. Or next turn, because we're going to Glorybringer next turn. Oh man, I forgot which one of these they played. Oh wait. Oh, they played them both. They missed their land drop last turn. 2 creatures, Muldrifter and our Steely guy. That's too bad. They can't put it either into play because we're hitting it for 4. Oh no, we're killing it. Yeah, we are just going to do it. If you have Griselbrand, you have Griselbrand. That sucks. We can kill it because we can Mizzium Mortars plus Exert Glorybringer. This is something that people don't really realize, is that this says non-dragon, so you can get sort of blown out. Like, you can't Glorybringer, but luckily this is a demon, not a dragon. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. One at them. I'm not going to play around a removal spell because if they have one, they can kill the Glorybringer, and we're not killing it either way. Alright, big turn. This turn decides the game. We will definitely win if they don't put Griselbrand in play this turn. I guess if they have a board sweeper, then it's close too. But we have a very fast clock, and we even, like, we can hold this up as a way to steal their Reanimate, and then also I would just burn them out at the end of the game if it comes down to that. We have 8 damage on board. Uh-oh, they're tapping mana. What is it? 4? Sneak attack? Sneak attack we can't do anything about, so holding up Expansion Explosion would not help. They seem a bit light on discard outlets. Oh, it could be Nicol Bolas. That would be fine. I mean, they could kill the Glorybringer, but then we could kill it and still have a clock. Liliana. Okay, that's totally fine. Plus, hopefully they don't hit any reanimation targets. Nice. Good to get the sneak attack in the graveyard. That was one of the cards we were most afraid of. And now I think I'm just going to exert the Glorybringer. And, like, I don't love taking a turn off of attacking next turn, but killing this and making the Pia be able to attack in is nice. We can take out their hand, but I think I would rather just pass for now. Like, if we put this in the graveyard and then they draw a way to reanimate it, that's pretty bad. And, like, we don't need to take any risk right now when we're so far ahead. So, we will attack Glorybringer at Liliana, exerting. And these 2 tokens at Liliana, and the Pia and Kieran at them. So they go to 17. The next turn we hit them for 4 down to 13. And the turn after that we can kill them, probably. They get 13, we hit for 8. They fall to 5. We can play this for 3. No, actually we can't quite kill them that turn. Okay, a lot of mana. Nicol Bolas this time. Scarab God. Well, there's nothing in graveyards right now, but that is just a beefy dude. So I think here, it's dicey. We could just take out their hand, but then if they draw Recurring Nightmare, it's super bad. Hmm. That's very close. We also could kill the Scarab God, but that does not accomplish too much. How much does it change the clock if we take out their hand? We hit them for 3, they go to 14. Then we hit them for 2 in the air, they go to 12. And then the next turn, we hit them for 6. If we... Oh, we're close to being able to kill them next turn. Oh, wait, no, we can. So, wait. They go to 13. Or they go to 14 because the Rakdos return them for 3. And then they fall to 12 because we hit them for 2. And the next turn, Glorybringer untaps. We attack with everything. They can block Pia and Kiran Alar. Oh wait, no, that doesn't quite work because they can block Pia and Kiran Alar, and then we hit them for 8, and they would fall to 4, and then we have enough mana to sacrifice both of these, but the Pia would already be dead. Actually, it doesn't even matter if they put a Grizzlebrand into play at this point because if they pay 7 life, they're definitely dead, and if it's just in play, we can kill it. So I think I am just gonna take out their hand. And we can kill it with a Mizzy Mortars plus Glorybringer shenanigans. Stealing your Rakdos' return, my friend. Bye-bye cards. We'll see what their last card was. Lightning Bolt. Pretty good to get rid of that. We want our Pia to stick around. Especially since we're doing combat math and trying to find out when we can go for the kill, and that would mess up our plans, and we don't want to... Oh, wait. Oh, no, that's fine. They can make a Grizzlebrand if they want to, but then we can just Mizzy Mortars it. And if they pay 7 life, they're definitely dead. Okay, they draw a land, so yeah, we win. It's, I guess, not 100% right now, but pretty much. I guess it would be annoying if they made an instant speed Grizzlebrand. Oh no, we can still Expansion Explosion if we draw land. Alright, are they going to pay 7 life? That's the question. That would be so aggressive. Yeah, this is fine. That's a very small Grizzlebrand. We have multiple ways to deal 4 damage. So we can just overload Mizzy Mortars and then exert Glorybringer and sweep their board and hit them for 2, 4, 10. Okay. Well, they just drew a bunch of cards, so we'll see. If they find an answer to the Glorybringer, we still have Mizzy Mortars, but that would definitely be a bit annoying. Alright. Got there. So far, so good. Continuing to cruise. This is the power of blue-red. Just really good interaction. Some threats that close the game pretty quickly and are hard to deal with. And maybe a couple planeswalkers, and you can just win games. What do we want to play against? Probably Storm. Yeah, actually, we would crush Storm. Between Leak, Force of Negation, Narset, shutting off their card draw, Cryptic, Glenn just wins the game on its own. Yeah, that's definitely what we want to play against. Robert Zane. Good luck, my friend. But not too good, hopefully. Okay, we'll keep this. It's, like, a little bit weird. There's a chance that all of these cards are bad, but there's also a chance they're all incredible. Okay, playing against green. We have Mizzy Mortars to kill something, but the Direfleet Daredevil could be pretty awkward here. Actually, this could be a tough matchup, honestly. Like, we don't have... we just don't have many ways to, like, deal with their huge creatures. I think we are just going to probe for life again. Hoping to hit Ancestral. Okay, that's a hand we can beat. Ooh, nice. Alright. We're just going to Chain Lightning this down then. Save our Mizzy Mortars for the Beast. I would much rather see green-white than mono-green. They play Plains, Jite. Our plan is to just keep them off of creatures pretty much, so hopefully that won't be too bad. Okay, drawing. I mean, at least it's an island. Double blue is good, but we didn't really want to see land there. Play the forest. Pass. Alright. So we'll take 4 from the beast, but then we can Mizzy Mortars it down. Unfortunately, we don't really have the luxury of just waiting until we can overload here because we don't want them to get a bunch of counters on the Jite and make this questing beast huge. So, Mortars. Treasure Cruise was a great job. We can just cast that next turn. But we're out of answers now, so if they have another creature. Oh. Oh. Okay, this is bad news. Now we're pretty far behind. We're just going to still draw a bunch of cards, but hopefully we can find an answer to that Jite and also to like a mind control. That'd be good. Draw 3. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty far behind now. They have some stuff that's going to be hard for us to deal with. It's nice that they have a fake land on top. Also, when they cast that, that's actually something we can Direfleet Daredevil. Although, man, our life total is under a lot of pressure here. We could draw Glorybringer. PM Karen would be, that would be pretty bad, actually. Mind Control would be amazing. Alright, that's not good. We can Explosion for 2, but that doesn't kill the Biogenic Ooze. Unfortunately, that just can outpace us slightly. So we really need to hit something good off this Brainstorm. Well, at least we can kill the Jite and snap Brainstorm, so that's not too bad. Put back 2 lands. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. We're going to draw all this stuff anyways, but we want to hold the Force Negation. So now our plan is to go snap Brainstorm, block the Oracle, but they can just make more things. Hey, another fake land on top, although they can shuffle. But yeah, this Biogenic Ooze will be a problem unless we can find a mind control pretty quickly. Okay, we definitely would rather them do this. Yeah, they really screwed this up. They definitely, first of all, they could have just tapped more planes and had enough mana to use Biogenic Ooze. Yeah, I mean, that's just what they should have done. So, this is not the best Brainstorm because we're just going to be drawing the cards immediately, but we can ambush the Oracle, which is pretty good. And if they have a path, they can save their Oracle. But I don't even think we would want to Explosion that because we would shuffle away the 2 lands on top, which would be really nice. And that would speed up our Explosion so it could catch up with the Ooze. Okay, so we can shuffle away one of the mountains. That's good. We're under a lot of pressure, though, for sure. What is this? Oh, do they have a Resto? Alright, that dies. That's good. Well, they have no cards. Although they're drawing a green Sun Zenith, which is... Oh, no, we have the Force Negation. So, we can play this. Really want to find that Mind Control. Or Control Magic, and we do. I don't want any of the other cards, but we're still keeping this. Like, that's exactly what we needed. So, draw that. Play land. This Expansion Explosion is starting to get pretty huge. Control Magic their Biogenic Ooze. And we're just going to play the Shield Breaker. Oh, bummer. Actually, we have to pitch the Expansion Explosion to counter the Green Suns, unfortunately. I do think we want to do that. Like, it's sad to have to do that, but there's just so many 6-drops they could get, they would just end the game. Excuse me. Sorry. So, yep, force this. And now, we don't have much going on. I guess we can shuffle away the land by just Direfleet Daredeviling their Search for Tomorrow. Okay, so do we chump block here or just go to 2? I think I'm going to go to 2. They won't have any burn. I guess they could have Walking Ballista. And I want to have power on the board. Like, we can trade this off with 2 power creatures, which seems solid. So we draw a Signet, which we don't want. Definitely Daredevil. Too bad we don't have green for Biogenic Ooze. So we don't have anything going on in our hand, but we have a better board than them, and we're both top decking. So, I mean, they could just out top deck us for sure, but I would say we're slightly favored from this position. Like, they're likely to have a bunch of, like, mana dudes they could draw that would be bricks. And we also have more mana than them. So cast this. We do have a lot of mana left in our deck, unfortunately. Do we play the Signet? There's no reason not to, so we are going to. And now we're going to hit for 5, and then hold back these to double block this. And if they have a removal spell, we have to chump. That's not great, but it's fine. Wall of Blossoms. That's actually a pretty good draw. Oh, that sucks. That was such a good string of draws for our opponent. Okay, so now we have to chump block twice. And so we're in horrible shape. And yeah, that was like the worst case scenario. So, yeah, how do we win from here? Cryptic, probably? Oh, okay. Well, we were in great shape, and then they just top decked perfectly immediately. So that's too bad. Sower would have been really good. Alright, well, we had some bricks coming up too. But, yeah, this is going to be a bad matchup, I think. They just have some threats that are going to be really hard for us to deal with. It's very sad that we didn't get Inferno Titan for this matchup. But I think we're just running it back. Actually, Darkfleet Daredevil is bad. Does not have too much to flashback. So we're just going to bring in Gush. I don't like Gush that much, but it's okay. Alright. Good hand. We'll keep this. It's not incredible, but we want to find some burn for sure. Our life total did end up mattering a lot there. We could have, if we had 2 more life, we could have gone to 1. No, we still would have lost because we had some lands on top, but actually, wait. No, if we went to 1 and then double blocked their 4 power creature and then played Sower, stole their 3/3, traded that with the next 3/3 they make, they have to chump block the wall. Yeah, actually, I think we would have won if we had 2 more life there. Although, we did also use our mana on turn 1. But I still, we're going to, the fact that I think we maybe could have won if we hadn't had the 2 more life doesn't change anything here. Oh, no. They have library. Ugh, that sucks. All right. Looks like our run is coming to an end here, unfortunately. Library is just way too good for us to ever beat. Yeah, I mean, we can play Narset, which does sort of shut it down, but they'll have already drawn 2 cards off of it. Or actually, maybe only 1. They'll probably just play Jite here. So we'll see. Forest Jite. Alright, better than them having drawn a mana dude. That's a good draw too. Okay, actually we're in fine shape. We'll play Narset, and we have a decent chance of hitting because we've already hit 2 creatures and a bunch of lands. I'll take an Ancestral here. Don't really need a Signet. They also have Knight of Autumn. So they can't library on their turn. They can library on our turn. But if they do that, they can't advance their board, really. And Jace can also just draw cards just as fast. So neither Reliquary. I think we just want a Jace bounce here. So we'll minus the Narset again. Hit Treasure Cruise. I'm actually going to play... yeah, I'm going to play Island. We have much more heavy blue requirements in our deck and in our hand. So we'll bounce the Knight. And now we can sower it next turn. We probably will sower it next turn. Yeah. And this is sweet. If they play any spells, then they can't library on our turn. So that's pretty nice. They just play Garrick, sure. Are they gonna make a beast? Yep. Oh, we could have forced that. I actually don't think we should force it. But we should have at least considered it for sure. So what do we want to do here? Yeah, I want all of these blue cards in the hand. So we have 5 mana. We could just play Shield Breaker, suspend Ancestral Vision, bounce their thing, and actually, I think we want the Shield Breaker in play. So we'll blow this up. I guess we should have played Ponder first, but I don't think it'll change anything. Whoa, that is some gas. Okay, definitely want these. We'll draw all of these, but Glorybringer is the most important one. So we'll do Control Magic, Glorybringer, Cryptic. Again, doesn't matter. They don't have discard or anything. But so then play this, bounce this, cast the Shield Breaker, suspend Ancestral Vision. And now they can make a lot of mana with this Garrick. But we do have Force of Negation up for a lot of things. Like Crater Hoof doesn't do anything yet. And next turn we can Glorybringer to kill the Garrick. They could just play Knight of Autumn plus Knight of the Reliquary here. In which case, we would probably just steal their Knight of the Reliquary. Although I do want to play Glorybringer. That'd be close. I guess we would Knight of Autumn or Glorybringer kill Knight of Autumn since it can't we can't trade with it with the Ember Shieldbreaker, and yeah, kill the Garrick and then Knight and then chump block with this, and they have pretty bad removal. And we're gonna start brainstorming with Jace. We know we have 2 spells on top. We would like to keep hitting lands, so hopefully, we'll draw 1 for turn, and then we'll get 2 new looks at the land. It also is nice that we just have this. It's obviously a long way away from resolving, but we can just fight with all the cards we have and all these planeswalkers, and it'll be like an even battle, and then we'll just get a huge injection of cards later in the game. We're thinking hard here. Narsa just hit 6 cards of card draw. That's sort of cool. It's really nice to know about this Crater Hoof because we have counter magic, and so now we can just save counter magic for when they have enough mana and know the turn they're likely to cast it. Ooh, do they have a Walking Ballista? 1/1/1, kill everything. They have 7 cards in hand, but I still think we're favored. Our hand is just completely stacked. We have a Jace on board. Okay, they're paying 6 mana for something. Hopefully it's like a Nissa. Okay, yeah, we are definitely going to counter this. Actually, oh, no, we are. It's tempting not to because we could just exert Glorybringer and kill it, but then we couldn't kill the Garrick, and we would have to, it could kill our Jace or make us chump block, and if we chump block, then we can't kill it anymore, so we'll counter this and pitch. I think Treasure Cruise, honestly. We have a lot of card draw. It's getting to the point where it will be good, but I think Sower is just a bit more important. So hopefully we hit this land, but if we don't, it's still fine. We still have Glorybringer. Alright. This is the card we least want. We don't need that next turn. So we'll do this. Glorybringer, kill this. If they have a path, that would be very bad, but I don't think they do. We haven't seen anything like that. And so now this Glorybringer can destroy any creatures they play. I guess they could Questing Beast and kill one of these, which would be a bit annoying, but then we could still just kill a Questing Beast, so we lose Jace, but that's fine. They're also missing land drops. Yeah, I think this one's pretty locked up. Knight of the Reliquary. That will not do it, my friend. That is slightly annoying because it means we have to leave back our Shield Breaker, but I guess that's not that bad. We'll Brainstorm again. Do we want to Gush? No, we don't, because we really need 3 blue up to hold up Cryptic. Or we don't really need that, but we want that. So we'll put back Gush, Mole Drifter, attack with just Glorybringer and Exert to kill the Knight. I mean, we could Expansion Explosion for 1 to kill the Arbor Elf, but I want to hold up Cryptic here. At the end of the turn, we will probably do that if they don't do anything. I mean, we could try and get fancy and save it to copy this, but, like, we don't really need more card draw. We want to, like, hit land drops and deal with their board and kill them. Like, we have tons of stuff in our hand already. Drawing 6 cards wouldn't really do that much for us. It's rare that that's the case, but right now, that's how it'd be. 5 mana. Biogenic Ooze? I think that is worth countering. We have other answers to it, but I want to keep them off of we just want to kill them before they get to Crater Elf. I think that's the plan at this point. We also could have bounced our Glorybringer to make it active this turn, but I want to hit land drops and them having Arbor Elf for 1 more turn isn't too bad. Okay, finally hit a land. Put back Gush and Sower. Play this. We definitely want to hold up Mana Leak here. Yeah, so I guess we just pass them. Not the most exciting ever, but I think that's right. I mean, anytime you have Jace, you're doing okay. And then Brainstorm, we're just going to use this to do nothing. Like, we have a Jace, so yeah, just 1 mana, dig 1 card deeper. We also have Ancestral coming off next turn. Gilded Goose, sure. So we're going to end of turn Explosion to kill the Arbor Elf, untap, and then exert this and kill this to just keep setting them back on mana. Crucible Worlds. That does not do anything. So we'll let it resolve. Oh, Strip Mine. Well, that's actually still not too bad because we're ahead of them by mana. We're a lot ahead of them on mana. So that happens. We will Explosion this thing. Draw 1 card. Honestly, I don't like that play from our opponent. Like, they need the mana way more than we do. Okay, they untap a land. The chance of that doing anything is unbelievably low. So we draw 3. If we hit a land, I think we're just going to Fate Seal, actually, just to let Jace start bouncing stuff again soon. Okay, that's nice. So yeah, we'll play this. Play this. Plus on ourselves. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was a... Are they... Yeah. I think this Strip Mine Crucible combo it's like good, but if that's their only card that pairs with this, that does not seem worth it to me. All right, on to game 3 of the finals. Let's see if we can finish it off strong. Still don't see much that Direfleet Daredevil works well with. I kind of do want to play Kiki just because they have such bad removal, and Kikiing a Glorybringer is really good, but Kikiing Sower is also good, and Glenn. But it's also really hard on the mana, especially against Strip Mine. Yeah, that's probably a bit too ambitious. So, let's run this back. right? Yeah. Could also bring in Frantic Search, but I don't think we need that. Beat a library. That's an achievement. No blue mana, but we do have a cantrip. We're on the draw, and we have Control Magic, which is one of our better cards, and Force Negation. I think I am going to keep this. We have a lot of blue mana in our deck, and we also have some cheap burn spells, and either one of those would make this hand quite good. Ugh, why do they always have it? Probably because they built their deck with that in mind. But we'll do this. Pay the 2. Hopefully draw a burn spell or an ancestral. Wow. Okay. Ulamog is ambitious. Nice! Rewarded. Max rewarded. So, they're going to play Search for tomorrow this turn. We can Control Magic their Oracle, which will actually be really nice. Oh, they do have Knight of Reliquary to find their Strip Mine, so that's something. An Oracle to play multiple, so maybe this combo actually is good for them, but in this case, I think it'll be more good for us. So they cast their Search, get their Plains. We're not going to counter this. Oh, Cultivate. Actually, I actually am going to counter this. Yeah, I am going to counter this. They don't have another land. We know that. And Narset is a long way away from being good. Yeah, I like this play a lot, actually. We have an Ancestral coming off, so, like, we're going to have card draw. We're hitting our land drops. Narset is just not really good against them. So hopefully we find... Okay, nice. Blue Source is quite good, actually. We want to... Okay, hopefully they break for one more turn. They play Search for tomorrow, and then the turn after they play Oracle, but then we can just Control Magic their Oracle. Looks like it is probably Search. Yeah, sweet. So, I mean, they get one turn with the Oracle, and they could get some value. Like, worst case scenario, they get 2 lands off the top, but then we do get the Control Magic, and I guess we just have to hope they don't have Knight of Autumn. Okay, I'm just going to Snapcaster Probe for value. I guess we can also see one extra card, and this protects Jace, although not really against Questing Beast. Carnage Tyrant. Okay, that's definitely scary. That's very scary, actually. We don't really have any ways to deal with that. So they play the Oracle. Hopefully they don't hit a land on top. Yes, that's good. So now we can steal this and maybe get a land off the top, and then we have Ancestral coming off and Jace and whatnot. So we have some stuff going on here. Let's hit that land. Nice. That is beautiful. Okay, another land is not really what we wanted, but what can you do? So they're drawing another brick, or I mean, the Gilded Goose isn't really a brick, but it's not a land. And then we're drawing a bunch of cards on our turn. So they can go Crucible plus Gilded Goose. And then they're set up to potentially play Carnage Tyrant next turn. So we're going to need to disrupt their mana in some way. Which can just be bouncing as Arbor Elf, probably. Although, we could also just hit like Mizium Mortars. Alright. Old Glorybringer here. We could also Jace. But I think getting the Glorybringer down is more important. Like, it is sweet value with... Oh, actually, it is such sweet value. We would have 3 mana left over, but then, yeah, it's just too bad if they get the Carnage Tyrant. So, land, Signet, Glorybringer. Hit them for 8. And we are going to kill the Arbor Elf. It can just make mana more consistently. Actually, I think we actually are going to kill the Goose. The life gain could be relevant here. Yeah, I think we are going to do that. So, they take 8. And then we have them dead in 2 turns. Gush is pretty sweet with Oracle. You can just replay the lands immediately. So they did hit a land there, so it's a really good thing that we kept them off the Carnage Tyrant this turn. They can go to 13, which is actually very annoying because we hit them for 4 and then for 8, and that's 12. But we can also play Glen to speed up the clock. Land off the top. All right, we have 8 mana. Oh, so we could get greedy and play Brainstorm and really hope to hit a land. I want to have a Glen ideally. We're doing this. I think we have a good enough chance of hitting it that I'm willing to take a risk. Also, I just really want to have Oracle and Jace in play. That's just sort of too good not to do. Just one land. We just need one land in the top 4. Okay, nice. We got there. So beautiful. Put 2 lands on top. Land. Feels good. And then, yeah, we'll just get this Glen down. And now Carnage Tyrant doesn't really do it. We have 6 damage in the air. I mean, we can't kill them next turn, but our life total is still pretty healthy, so I think we're in pretty good shape. And they also need to hit a land to even do anything. We have a Glen for a lot of different things. I guess we could have bounced the Arbor Elf too, but okay, Wall of Blossoms will not do it. Sweet! Looks like we're getting the trophy. This is a really good deck. I like this deck a lot. It's played out better than I thought it would. That's just the power of, like, cheap plays. Like, cantrips just made this deck so much more consistent. We never really had severe mana issues, and I do attribute a lot of that to having, like, Ponder and all this stuff. So, kill, bounce. Okay, yeah. Sweet. Got the trophy. Thanks for joining, everyone. That person said we had 47, and now we actually have 47. And yeah, that deck was really powerful. Very happy with that, and thanks for joining. And I'm sorry that it's unedited, but there was no, like, huge downtime, so hopefully that's okay. And we won't have my snazzy logo at the beginning, but I still wanted to get out a video this weekend sometime, especially since Vintage Cube is going down pretty soon. So hopefully you enjoyed that. I definitely had a lot of fun, and I'll see you next time.